today, this day, Ashoka Maharaja, as you know in the history, he waged a very violent war on Kalinga. In that it is said, lakhs of people were killed, lakhs of households, women became widows, lakhs of children became orphans, not in thousands, lakhs. That he himself has written on his Shilalipi. So it was after winning this Kalinga, instead of becoming joyful, Ashoka Maharaja became depressed. He saw, he went to have a look in Kalinga, and everywhere he saw people crying and crying and crying. Everywhere dead bodies and all the horrors of violence. He saw himself. And when he saw that, his mind became so guilty. He started feeling great remorse. And he came back and he started thinking, what have I done? Did I really win or did I really lose? Maybe that Kalinga has come to me. But what I have gained? I have lost my peace of mind. I have lost satisfaction. Is this the life? So then he was so depressed, he was not getting sleep in the night. He used to sit down and walk like a mad fellow in the middle of the night. So on one such occasion, when he was walking in the middle of the night in a woods, he had put a camp and he was walking. There, one young monk called Nigrodha, he watches him and he calls him, "Hey Ashoka, Devanapriya, come here." Then this emperor feels so shocked. Who on this earth is there who calls me by name? And then, but still he goes there and he sees a very bright, shining young monk sitting. And he tells, "Ashoka Maharaja, you are in turmoil, you are confused, you are not at peace. Come here, I will teach you." Straightforward. And Ashoka goes there and he sits. Ashoka don't know that he is his nephew. It was his own nephew, his own brother's son. But then Ashoka also removed his brothers, those who wanted to become king, you see. He either finished them or made them to run away. It was his brother's son. And then Ashoka Maharaja feels a little bit calm. And then he asks, "Oh Bhante, how do you know that I am confused and I am disturbed?" He said, "You are walking like a mad fellow, you are not sleeping. And you have waged this war and killed so many people. How can you live a peaceful life?" So then he tells about Panchashila. These 5 precepts, he says, whoever breaks these 5 precepts, he falls into suffering. That is the natural result. So, and after that, Ashoka says, "Oh, I want to learn more. Please come to my palace." So he takes him to his palace next day. And Nigrodha, young monk Nigrodha, he teaches him Appamadavaka. There is a whole chapter on awareness in Dhammapada. So he teaches that Appamadavaka. And that was taught, this king becomes aware. Oh, the real truth is here. I should learn more. So he requests, please teach me more. But then he takes refuge then and there. Please give me refuge here and now. So he takes Trisarana and Panchashila and he asks for more Dhamma. And then Nirodha says, I don't know much. I will take you to my teacher. He is an enlightened teacher. So he takes him to Maha Bodhi Bhante. He is an enlightened Arahant, very old, over 100 years age, very old monk. And he takes to him, and then Moggallikuttha Bhante teaches him what is the path of peace, the Buddha's teaching, Sila, Samadhi, Panya, all these things. Totally convinced, totally surrenders himself, and he determines, I will not wage any war again. From then onwards, he is called Dhamma Ashoka. He becomes Dhamma Ashoka. And he undertakes to spread Dhamma throughout his country. So he starts putting these edicts. He learns himself Dhamma, he puts edicts, and then he travels to all the holy places, not one time, again and again. In all the holy places he establishes viharas and stambhas and all these things. And then 84,000 stupas he builds. But after doing that, still there is no satisfaction. He goes to Moggallikuttha Bhante and says, Bhante, I have done all these things. I am satisfied but not fully satisfied. What should I do more? Then Moggallikuttha Bhante says, you have given everything you had. Now you have to give your children. At least one you should send to monastery to make monk. Mahinda, who was listening, who was standing nearby, he said, Oh Father, if that is the thing, I will become monk right now. And he comes and worships that Bhante and he says, please make me monk. And Sangamita, his sister, Ashoka's daughter, she was also there. She comes and says, I also want to lead spiritual life. Please make me nun. Both of them request. Then Moggallikuttha Bhante asked them and Ashoka asked them. They are fully convinced that they are happy to become. So they were made monk and nun. And then, under his guidance, Ashoka sends Dhammadutas all over the Asian area, up to Greece in the west, up to Europe, north, south, here in Karnataka, and his own son Mahinda was sent to Sri Lanka. He takes Tripitaka to Sri Lanka and he establishes Sangha there. And then the women in Sri Lanka request, we want to become nuns. So then Mahinda sends a word to Bhante and he asks his sister to come. So Sangamita also goes to Sri Lanka. She establishes nuns order there. Like that, it was established, and because of them today we got Dhamma there. So this is the day of great transformation. That's why Baba Sahib Ambedkar chose this day, very, very auspicious day for transformation. It was not just his own individual transformation. He said, for whole of India, if there is any one solution, then it is Lord Buddha's teachings. Because it is the teaching which is good for individual progress. One can become a good person, better person, and enlightened person, individually. And this is good for society. A casteless, classless, based on equality. So this society can be established only when Buddha Dhamma is there. In Indian history, if you see, whenever Buddha Dhamma was here, for that time India flourished. For nearly 1,000 years after Buddha, it flourished. It was quite a rich country and everything. When Buddha Dhamma started declining, all the problems started. When it almost declined, then foreigners came and started ruling for 800 years. All kinds of wretched things happened in this great country. Instead of equality and harmony and sacrificing for each other's welfare, they have become selfish, caste-minded and community-minded and tribe-minded and all kinds of fightings and this and that. So, I think it is time for us to have lunch, but I request Upasakas and Upasikas to be here, and after lunch, Venerable Dhamma Bhante will continue with the class.